Hello, and welcome back to Nick's Hobbies and Interests. Resident Evil 8, the Collector's Edition, Resident Evil Village, in case it isn't actually numbered. I have got it on PS4, it did come out on PS5, you do get a PS5 upgrade. As this is the Collector's Edition, we will take a look on the back and you will see it comes with additional content such as Steelbook, map of the village, you get the statue, art book, slipcase for the Collector's Edition itself, and used now because I've obviously installed it and downloaded it, but you did get digital content and additional packs and soundtracks, etc. Scrolling over, you will see, I will go to the English obviously, but you will see it comes with all this content. The cloth map was interesting. Instead of just a paperback, it is actually cloth. Now I've never actually unpacked that, which you'll see later on, and I don't plan to, simply because I plan to sell this on, and that should still be in theory wrapped up for the next person. Whether they get it out or not is up to them, but yes, it is a cool feature. I did remove the collector's slipcase from the collector's box off camera. That's the only thing you've just missed. The actual box underneath inside the slipcase is basically the same. I will go photo by photo and just show you all the stamps, all the stickers that are plastered around the box. I thought they were quite cool. I'll just show you each and every one of them to give you an idea, a quick close-up. I took the photos and made them as still shots just to get rid of any motion blur. I thought this would be the best way to show you each and every one individually and get a good close-up basically without any, I guess, any disturbances, any motion blur, any movement. Yeah, I didn't want you to be thrown off or miss anything. Once we are done here, I will actually open the box up and show you the inside. It's just because the box itself is quite interesting. You know, it's a old-fashioned suitcase, something you'd see, you know, like I say, in the olden days. They're not as popular now, but you can still find them. You go to antique stores or second-hand stores or stuff like that. You can still stumble across them. Now, when it comes to actually opening up the collector's edition, we're greeted with the art book first. That is laying on top, facing you. I'll open up the art book, just show you a few pages. It won't take too long, and I'm not going to go through every page in the art book, but it's concept art as well as final shots from the work. Sorry, have you seen that one? If you'd watched the Harry Potter movies, there's a segment that's very similar to the Deathly Hallows scene. A wide shot of the valley where the village is located. Some other locations, as you can see, villains and whatnot. So yeah, it's all in there, all what you'd expect to find in an art book. You've got a card, I was going to say sticker, but it's actually more just a piece of artwork underneath that. You could actually get this framed in just put it in a small frame. But it is nothing more than just a print on a piece of card. Anyway, the more impressive piece, and I was quite surprised about this, a cloth map of the village from Resident Evil. I won't open it, as you can see it's all still sealed, I've never opened it in the past. Gives the buyer, whoever has it off me next, gives them something new, I guess. Something that's been untouched. So yeah, there's a seal at the bottom. There. Like I say, I've never opened it. I originally, when I got the game, I put Chris out on display and booted up the game, used the downloadable content, sure, but when it came down to the map, I never did anything with it. And then the Steelbook itself. It's a bit simple, I won't lie. But compared to the likes of Horizon Forbidden West, at least you actually get the game with this one. The additional content, of course, would be listed here. You get your QR code. I've used the top one, but the bottom one I didn't bother. It's the online stuff. And I believe I got one with the Resident Evil 3 remake So I'm sure I had more than one. Right, we're going to put all of this back inside and then get the statue out in the light box. So as you can see, this is actually just a tray. You lift it up and underneath is the box containing Chris. And I've got all the unpacking to do as well. That plastic casing. There's nothing wrong with it. It definitely protects the statue, but it makes a heck of a noise. So I'm going to edit that out a bit, or at least dial down the volume so it's not just crackling in your ear as I unpack this. Okay, the box containing Chris is very basic, honestly. It just says village on the top, village on the side, well, side, front, a bit of concept art of Chris as well. Once we get inside, you will notice it is just a plastic case all around him just to keep him safe. This is the noisy part. So, like I say, I'm going to do some editing just to quieten it down. Now, as bases go, it was nicely secured inside. Now, I'd actually taken this off the shelf and put it all back in, as you can imagine. Once I knew I was going to sell this, it had no reason to stay on the shelf. It was only taking up space. So, yeah. That's the only thing about these big circle bases. I've got one for Jill as well. They take up so much room. You can't get them in the corners. They are really weird to shelve, basically. Either if your shelves are too narrow, they overhang. Now, if you've got plenty of space, then yeah, can't argue it. Alright, now with the base aside and the gun out of his hand, let's actually take a closer look at Chris. This is a statue, not a figure. It's got no adjustable arms or legs. All that articulation is restricted. It is just a solid piece. I'm going to punch in on the hands here because I actually thought the hands were really well done. They actually look like worn and used gloves, and where they are, of course, in the location of the village, they would get just like that. This jacket or coat isn't a fabric like you'd get with your figures, but has been really well done. It's got a nice texture to it. It's got that nice feel to it. And the same with the boots, as you can see underneath. Nice little, not grips, they're called something else, studs, aren't they, in a boot? Yeah, it's been really well done, to be fair. It's a well-made statue. It's just, for me, the reason I'm selling it is I wasn't a big fan of the game when I played it. And, spoiler alert, Chris isn't actually in it that much. He makes more appearances than anything else. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed. Anyway, the gun. A nice paint application has been done around the silencer, the nozzle between the gun and the silencer, where it would be overheating and discolouring the paintwork. Additionally, you have the extended stock, currently in its folded position. You have a custom scope on top and the red dot laser sight underneath. Right, now I'm going to get Chris on the turntable and give him a spin. I'm going to stick with this wide shot for now, just so that you can see the entire statue and the base that he comes with. Once we complete a 360 turn, I will also punch in on the face and do the same thing, though this time it is just going to be the upper torso and head. And now the hands, gun, waist, belt line, etc. As I say, I think the gun is my favourite part. If I could keep the gun and give it to another statue or figure, I probably would, but I can't really sell the collector's edition and not include the gun. And then finally, the final rotation will be the base. You've got the logo on the top, and then you've got the name Chris Redfield on the front. To wrap this video up, I will have a few more still shots of Chris for you. I've got Jill Valentine from the Resident Evil 3 remake. If you would like to see her as a review, as the collector's edition as well as the statue, if you would like to see that in the lightbox, just leave a comment below and I will focus on getting that out as well as soon as possible. I've got many others. I'd still like to go back to the Cyberpunk collector's edition and make that video, as I didn't have the lightbox when I made it originally. So yeah, any thoughts, any ideas, anything you'd like to see that you maybe know I have already, just fire away. I have got the God of War Collector's Edition and statue if you'd like to see me review that. Like I say, anything you know I've got, just ask and I'll see what I can do. Every one of you that's viewed this and got this far, thank you for watching. Honestly, it hasn't been that easy because of my back. Having the lightbox is great, but difficult when you've got back problems, because I've got to lean over the top when I'm doing the bird's eye down view with the camera. I'm still fiddling around inside, rotating things around, so it is challenging. So yeah, if you got this far, know that it's appreciated. As always, feel free to comment, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell if you wish, and as always, take care.